Normal dice.
Yeah.
I have to go to my car.
To be or not to be.
All right, welcome everybody. I hope you enjoyed our sexy new intros. I know I sure did. Welcome back to the Actor's Dungeon, a mix of tabletop RPGs and some classic theater and improv sports. We have with us our familiar cast, Mr. Alexander V. Cantrell. Please say hello, Alexander.
Hello.
All right, and playing our ranger, we have Phelan, played by Kayla Rivera. Please say hello, Kayla.
Hi, Kayla.
And over here in the top corner of my screen, but in the middle of the screen for the rest of you, we have Charlie. Charlie, say hello, hi, or whatever you would like to say. Or just tip your hat silently. That works too.
Oh, wow. You're just going to skip right over me. Cool. Fine.
Not appearing today, we have Ryan, who is doing some other stuff. Ryan, I hope that stuff is worth it. And last but certainly not least, we have Kurt Combrink, better known as Vlas the Ass. Hello, Kurt.
What's going on?
All right,
Oh,
and
you
then
didn't
we
even
have.
introduce my character. You just.
I've been doing something different each one. I realized, coming up with some consistency beforehand might have been good,
Jesus.
but yeah, okay.
Somebody get that man a script.
All right.
That would be useful. And as our judges today, we have the lovely Shauna Rose with us again today. Shauna, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Shauna is our performance and acting judge. And then as our gameplay judge, we have Christopher Cones.
Howdy doody.
All right. Chris is a Pathfinder aficionado, so he will be pointing out our errors.
Or I can also buy some good stuff.
All right. And just so everybody in the audience knows, we've got a nice, healthy audience at the moment. Thank you, audience, for joining us. Please feel free to say hello in the chat, throw out suggestions, and please feel free to throw roses or tomatoes as you see fit. Roses help your players. It gives them a reroll. Tomatoes help me as the GM if we want to make things a little more challenging, etc., etc. All right, so we've got a different show today. I mean, it's our standard show, but we are also workshopping some new judges' abilities. Before, the judges were just keeping score with a rubric and then assigning points at the end, and while they are still assigning points that transmutate into in-currency gold pieces, they also now have the ability to have more control over some of the improv games and some specific challenges. So judges, feel free to play it by ear, and then we'll kind of follow up afterwards to see what works, what doesn't, what you would have liked to do more of. But please try to find a way to make those invocations whenever they see fit, or if you just want to mess with another player. All right, and so as always, we are going to be starting off with our lovely recap. So I'm just going to pop that in the chat right now for everybody to read. All right, and then I will be sending along shortly via Discord everybody's prompts and which number you will be reading. All right, and make sure my Discord's not showing up on that screen. You guys will probably be able to see it, though. Don't read my secret messages.
You want me to do what with my butt?
Nothing. I want you to do nothing with your butt.
Ah, Jesus. Okay.
2, 1, 3, and 4. Okay, so we've got all 4. All right. We'll be starting off with Alexander. So please, as you are ready.
Okay. Session 19. 1. Our heroes said goodbye to Lido's Island and the people they had saved, obtaining a new ship, the Cat's Cradle, from Rune, but with permission from Nanners, our cast continues their route to Ironhold, where they intend to get answers for their ensnaring and enslavement from the self-proclaimed capital of this sea of storms.
And on that ship, our players revealed more about themselves. The Acid and Eridan were quite familiar with one another, having undergone their formative years at the village school where they were antagonized by prats and neglected by their teachers. The newest member of our party, Nanners, told the story of her wedding to her late husband and the clash between Highborn and Streetborn Yusoki clans.
Phelan and Alexander had opposite stories. Whereas Phelan was from a close-knit clan, which did not allow their young beyond the border. Alexander grew up without parents, fending for himself as a street urchin. It was Phelan's curiosity and adventurous spirit that eventually led her to break her father's rules and escape the outside world.
Okay. Whereas Alexander, and it was the kindness of one monk who convinced him to try and light a path in life. Our heroes laughed, cried, and drank the night away before retiring for the night. Then, as the stillness of the sea lulled them to sleep, the alarm bell rang, summoning them all to the stations.
All right, well done, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and chat, feel free to chime in on this as this is open to all fellow players as well. Who wants to take a stab at Alexander's work?
I feel like mine was so lame compared to everybody else's. What the heck?
Okay, I'll take that one off my prompt list. They can't all be winners. I'm sorry.
No, I could have done it better. Yeah, I'm lame. I'm the lame one.
Any guesses? Although, in your defense, like, this one is kind of, when I think about what a voice for this would be, lame is kind of, it kind of fits.
Sadly, the only thing I could think of was, if you've ever seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail, there's that one scene with a famous historian.
It's not that obscure.
I doubted it was, but that was the first thing that came to mind.
You're actually not too... Like,
you're
in the
close.
right vein. Wrong, it's a little more generic than that, but yeah.
Yeah. Make it more generic and you're right on the money, buddy.
Is it a Ken Burns documentary?
No.
Yeah, close enough. You all get your roses no matter what. But it was trying to give a corporate presentation.
Oh, God, right, okay. Yeah, no, I get it.
Great.
All right, and on to Kayla. Any guesses for Kayla?
She had narcolepsy.
Yeah.
I was gonna say insomnia.
I couldn't think of the word. I was like, and then Alexander said, I'm like, that's it.
She was super sleepy.
Yeah, just somebody falling asleep
Sleep?
at her desk.
Oh, sorry.
Sippy.
No, you got it. I mean, the desk part is, I steal a lot of prompts from, like, whose line is it anyway and other things, and, like, but you're reading a script and you can't necessarily show a desk, so you're close enough. And we move on to Charlie. Images burned in my head for life.
The first thing I thought, Speedo. Bodybuilder, Speedo, that's what I was seeing, oh yeah! No.
I was thinking some sort of, and this is the wrong word to say, but like temptress, because I was feeling kind of awkward. I was like, why is this
That's hilarious.
nice? I don't understand.
I thought it was like Captain Picard trying to like seduce some alien chick.
Oh, wow. Sure, it is all over the board. But yeah, Kurt, you're pretty much right on the money. He's a male model posing for photos.
Captain
All right.
Picard.
Dang.
And who's got one for Kurt?
My first instinct was to say Cartman, but that's not right.
Hey, he has been getting around.
It's true.
I feel like some sort of like I don't know why it was like the rock rap that people do sometimes, kind of like Bulls on Parade, kind of.
You're
getting close.
Oh
close.
shit! Oh my god!
Close. You're close.
Oh my god!
Any final guesses? It's guitarist performing a sweet, sweet solo.
Yeah, an overly enthusiastic lead guitarist.
Yes.
That was
yes.
it.
That's what I was sitting there.
Yes. Since nobody else guessed it, you can send the check.
Downside was, Kurt, we couldn't quite see the other hand on the guitar. We could only see the neck hand going up and down.
I was about to say, you
So
don't
it's
want to do this in front of a cameraman.
I was afraid of that.
I want to point out, and Shauna, I do want to say, if I made you uncomfortable, I am terribly sorry. I am, however.
No, it was a good
Oh, cool. All right then.
Yeah.
It's a good discomfort.
It's possible. It really is.
Alrighty. I don't think I need both of those, huh?
And I said temptress because the movements were kind of feminine. Like this number was a little.
Yeah.
You know. Now this part, yeah, I totally get it. But yeah.
Alright, so.
You could be playing both fields, you know.
Possible.
I am bi, so I mean that does. I haven't. I am a polyamorous bisexual. I haven't made a single decision in my life.
And I am good.
Okay.
I am on the money. I'm on the money tonight. Oh my god.
This is kind of surreal. I just wanted to do a quick. I can do sound checks on my phone, and we're just like a moment behind. Oh, thank you, Angie. Angie Combrink says the sound is good. Sometimes I've got so many I've got audio input audio output capture headphones, audio desktop capture headphones. I was like, I know they're not both supposed to be on, and then audio input via Zoom capture. So it's like, okay, they can't all be on, otherwise we get that weird echoing effect we had to deal with back in the day. All right, and so I think it's about high time we began our game. How's everybody feeling about that?
I'm ready.
Bad.
Let's get it. Let's get it. I
All
can't lose tonight. Y'all quote me on that.
All right. So, you had all just settled down for a...
Right into battle, and you say that. Why?
All just settled down for your evening's rest when suddenly the alarm bell clangs from above. All hands! Ship on the horizon!
What? Dad, I didn't know you were here. What's going on?
I don't know. I wanted to sleep, and apparently I'm not allowed to have nice things.
It's too much to ask for.
I get up and immediately go up to the first deck.
All right. So, Alexander, you spring up from your bunk and you go dashing up the stairs onto the main deck. You're immediately met by the rainfall soaking your bedclothes, and there is quite a hullabaloo on the deck as everybody is scrambling. You see the bosuns getting the sails ready. You see Skip at the helm gripping the wheel, and everybody's pointing off in the distance to a ship.
I'm squinting through the rain and mist. What can I see?
All right. Well, it is a little hard to see. The evening is misty and rainy, as you just described. But there is also the telltale signs of a ship inbound. A rather brutal-looking ship, from what you can see. But as the boat rocks and your vision goes in and out against the mist, it's hard to get any more information than that.
I'm gonna walk up behind him. This is because I haven't had a bath in. Oh, it's raining.
Aridon, do you see that ship out there?
All right then. Okay. All right. Look back at Skip. Like, so, are we just waiting for them to broadside us, or what's going on?
I don't know. Well, I gotta do Curtis some justice here and get his voice right. There seem to be... Bootstrap, what do you see? And from up in the crow's nest, old Bootstrap with his telescope looks down like... It's a Black Marauder ship, sir, but I think they're flying the white flag.
Well, the word "think" was in that, so just be prepared for battle and. Oh, start stretching.
All right. So we still have Vlas and Phelan below deck, or would you like to come up?
Yeah, I'm coming up. Just give me
Yep. Let's head on up.
Hang on.
All right.
I'm still up.
You two casually get your stuff together. Alarm bells on a ship are nothing new to you. And you come up to see that, yeah, lo and behold, there is a ship approaching on the horizon, getting closer and closer every moment. And those who've been on deck, Skip is holding position, allowing the ship to approach with caution as the cannoneers man the cannons, and you all wait. Phelan, your eyes being the keenest, give me a perception check as you now try to pierce the horizon. Oh my. And you do so... you do so quite well. Phelan, you narrow your eyes in, piercing the darkness of the night, and you see that the ship is indeed flying a white flag. Not only that, but the ship is slightly lopsided. You don't know enough about sailing to know why that would be, but the ship, if you had to make a guess, looks like it has taken damage.
Well, the good news is that there's definitely a white flag up there. But the ship looks... something's off about it. It's like tilted. I don't know if they're hurt or if something happened.
It's taking on water. Right.
That means wake up, drink. So,
Wait, if it's
what?
if it's Skip, if it's taking on water, should it be moving that fast?
It's not moving particularly fast, but it is a 3-mast vessel, and the wind is in their favor. It depends on how much water they've actually taken on. What?
All right. Well, just as a precaution, maybe people on that side of the ship just get your freeing axes ready. Last thing we need to be attached to a sinking ship and have them pull us under.
All right. So you all wait for the approach of this ship. You watch it slowly trudging its way towards you. The waves getting a little bit heavier as the night continues. The rain stays the same. The deck of the ship is slightly slippery now, and you can feel it as it rocks to and fro. You'll have to be careful with your footing. And the ship is now within boarding range, where the parties can now see each other, and you see the deck of this ship is filled with sailors scrambling to and fro. You see belay buckets, a team throwing water out from below deck, and it is indeed, as you hear the hubbub of the crew telling you, this is one of the Black Marauder ships. It's called the Maelstrom. The Black Marauders, as you recall, were less than pleasant when you first met them on Sinker's Wharf. They are pirates, they are brigands for hire, and here they are waving the flag of parley.
Well, I just love Karma. Who are you?
Is there a way that we can communicate with them at a distance?
They are now in what I like to call shouting range. Ahoy!
Yo!
Hi.
What's
This
going
is
on
the
over
Maelstrom! We're requesting emergency supplies! We've been bashed in by the fleet of king ships! They're coming this way!
Did you say king ships?
Ah!
Oh, great.
I don't know what this means. What does this mean?
It means a Royal Navy is on its way, and quite frankly, now we need all the cannons we can get.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
How big is the hull?
We've got to seal off an entire section. It's too many small holes to be able to get into repair.
Perfect.
So
Right.
they need board. This isn't good.
No, we just need someone who can mend the holes. I suppose
Man.
anyone who can.
Man just said it's too many small holes.
You need someone who can get something big and long and enough strength to push it up against them so they can bolt it into place.
Why is everything sexual with you?
I was just saying, lots of small holes. You need something big and long, big, tall. What? For once, I'm trying to be serious.
Look,
Yeah.
I know that. I know you've been making a solid effort not to make any sexual innuendos, and I know it's very hard, but I need you to just stay focused right now. Right. So, does anyone know the small spell like mending? It's something you put two things together and just immediately comes back into one piece. Anyone at all?
I know what to think.
The pirate crew all looks at each other, and just kind of shrugs their shoulders.
Thank you very much. Right. So, okay, so what is coming in, which means they need to seal that entire area off. Any ideas?
They could just board.
We need that ship, though. Can you seal off the bulkhead?
We can. It'll take a lot of lumber, but yeah, it can be done. We'll even take doors, bed frames at this point, whatever you got.
Do we have anything to spare them?
I have no idea. I'll go and look and see what...
Skip! Do we have wood to spare?
Yes, the ship's been fully outfitted from Lido's harbor. We've got plenty, but unfortunately, if anything happens to us, we don't have any for ourselves.
Right, so I'll jump over and figure out what they need, and then I'll, in the meantime, just, I don't know, all the times we don't have a caster on us.
All right.
So yeah.
Aridin, instead of the gangway, you just grab hold of one of the swing ropes, and you nimbly swing your way across, landing on the deck of the Maelstrom. The crew is rushing by. People frantically. People are taking miscellaneous planks from the captain's bridge, end tables, bits of crates. You see whatever they can find, and they're just running to and fro while the bail bucket line continues to pull water out from below the deck.
Okay. I'll just look at the guy that we were talking to. Is that right? Where is it?
Come with me! So he takes you down and takes you below deck, where you going down the stairs is a little bit of a topsy-turvy experience. As you go down, and you can immediately feel the way the ship is. If something's not done, this ship will sink. And at the foot of the ladder, there's water. There's water building up, and from a couple of the. Right now, they have a door boarded shut with a lot of spurts of water coming through, as they've managed to put a temporary seal on the cargo hold, but unless something can be done about that cargo hold to either seal it up or limit the intake of water, the pressure is probably going to blow that door down.
Right, so we're all... Okay, we're going to do this. Hang on. There we go. Right. Okay, so you've got that, and you've got... Bugger. Do you have any tar?
Tar? He kind of... I don't rightly know. I'll have to take a look.
Right. Well, you go look, and I'll,
Hold on a sec. Sorry, I just have to... Kayla, did that picture come to life? For those who don't know, before, there was just a picture in the background.
It's that ghost girl. It's that ghost
Kayla?
girl again that Kayla lives with. Look at her. She's just laughing about it. She's a witch, y'all. Don't believe her.
No,
Don't believe her.
sorry.
Listen to it. It's
No,
Get back in the
gagging on
cage.
child's meat.
no. There's sad babies out there now.
That's so funny.
All right. Anyway, dramatic resume. So,
Sorry.
it's all good. It's all good. So we go back to Aridin with the captain of the Maelstrom as they begin searching for tar. Just before we get back to that, so you've all just seen Aridin whip over. Your crew is kind of looking around, begrudgingly following Skip's request that, following the player's lead, you have decided to help these stranded pirates and let bygones temporarily be bygones. What is everybody else doing?
I guess we should start getting that lumber then, huh?
Let's get it, man.
Yeah, go ahead, start loading some stuff onto my back. I'll try and carry it over.
All right.
Alright.
So you and the rest of the deck crew all begin going down to the supply room and bringing up the spare planks of lumber, nails, etc., etc., everything needed to fix this ship. And so now we get back to Charlie. You and the captain have found tar and some other miscellaneous repair my ship kit. The question is, how are we gonna get it inside without letting the water through?
Let's see the booklet. Congratulations on the purchase of your very first warship. This is page 17, how to fix me when I am damaged. Here we are. All right. So first, congratulations on your first sea battle. You'll more than likely sustain damage. Okay, we passed that. Repairs. Right, so tar will seal the holes. Good. Naturally water repellent, also fantastic. It needs to get brought to a boiling point, so we need to heat it up. And then we can just start applying it. Use that as kind of an adhesive, so we can save on nails. We should still nail them down. Until then, I recommend we just kind of put a bar up against the doorway that we have there.
All right. So, Charlie, give me an athletics check as you try to position. You have to put a lot of force onto this bar to get it in place. And yeah, you are able to fit it in place temporarily. You know that it will not hold back the sea forever, but you then go off to begin boiling the tar. So now, Kurt, you are you're the lead man, relaying the supplies over onto the other ship. Now, unfortunately for you, you can't use the slip rope to simply fling yourself over to the ship. You have to walk along the gangway. So Vlas, you take the boards up onto your arm and you begin crossing. Give me an acrobatics check as you try not to fall into the briny deep. Vlas does not fall into the briny deep. He continues lumbering along.
I see what you did there. Voice in my head. Yeah.
All right. With the supplies en route, Alexander and Phelan, I need actions from the two of you.
Which actions did you need? Sorry.
I need a statement of intention. What would you like to do during this time? And from there, I will tell you which skills or abilities it's such to roll.
Heard. So since I'm so small, although my voice is deep and I may have fooled some of the viewers, I'm a tiny little gnome person. So I'm actually like knee high, so I'm only carrying like one plank of wood. I'm very strong, for my size. So I'm carrying one plank of wood over to the other ship. I don't feel very helpful in this in this situation.
Alrighty. So, and Phelan.
I guess I will also just help carry over supplies.
Alright. So, then I will need the two of you to make acrobatics checks as you go back and forth along the gangway trying to get these supplies. Alexander, I'm afraid unless you decide to use a rose, you will be falling into the briny depths.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Actually, wow, a 1 and a 2. So, two of our most nimble individuals are about to fall into the briny depths. So the two of you
I had been
Alexander-
arguing this whole time. No,
I'm kind of-
I got it. I got it.
I'm kind of imagining.
And then
I'm kind
of-
won the-
I'm kind of imagining someone going, it's like, watch your footing. It's like, we got it. And they're literally just walking perfectly because they're both nimble, and then just like wave.
Actually, let's cut to this moment now. We'll focus in as so Phelan and Alexander, you two you've each got a bundle of a bundle of small planks that you can easily carry a bundle in each hand, and you embark and set the scene for me as to what happens that made our two most nimble individuals fall into the sea.
Phelan can go first.
Why? Are you scared?
I was carrying all this wood, and I was for sure.
All this wood? You've got like one piece of wood.
Listen.
What?
I was carrying this wood. Is the point, and was walking across a piece of wood, ironically, and I just couldn't see. The plank in front was in my face. I had it so that it was, and so I couldn't see. And someone said something that made my head turn. I don't know. It just all happened so fast, and then I slipped. And the plank I told Phelan she was too close. But she did, like often, she doesn't listen. So
What?
The plank might have hit her. Also, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Phelan, your account of what happened.
This little dude who's not carrying any wood just kind of got underfoot, and I couldn't see him.
All right. And with that, the two of you go plummeting into the ocean. Give me athletics checks now as you try to keep your head above water. See, this is much better. Yeah. Fortunately, besides the mild rain, the seas themselves are fairly calm, and you are able to keep afloat. Unfortunately now, there is getting
Alexander's
back
case.
onto the ship.
In Alexander's case, he's carrying one plank of wood, and hey, it floats. So, done.
All right. And we'll come back to you two in a moment. So Vlas, you are finishing the last load up when you hear an argument end in "ah!" and splash. And you look back to see that Phelan and Alexander are no longer behind you.
Huh? Ah, crap!
All right. And we go back to Eridan and this ship's captain as you begin boiling tar.
Yeah. So the key is you have to cover because the fumes are. Sorry, So I thought I heard blast, which normally means that something went wrong. Look, could you do me a favor? Actually, someone who could really help is a gnome friend. His name is Alexander. Would you mind going up to getting him, because he's small. He can get into places where we can see exactly how bad the damage is, and then see if Phelan can get into your crow's nest, because your ship is much larger. So she's an elf. She can actually see through this pea soup that we've got going on for an atmosphere. So get Phelan to go up to the crow's nest just to keep an eye out for enemy ships while we do this. I'll keep stirring this. It just needs to be stirred and then applied to the cracks and stuff. I can do this from now, but go get Alexander and Phelan. Very important. All right.
Why do I know?
All right, so he bolts back up the steps as the ship continues to tilt, and you hear lots of chuckling coming from above. And Phelan, Alexander, soon enough, give me give me your athletics checks one more time as you.
Wait, how far away is the boat?
It is. You guys are able to keep
that's
up
the
with
wrong
it because you kind of fell in between the ships, and they're currently in order. The sails have been dropped so as to not keep drifting while the relay teams are going back and forth. All right.
Can I-
Alexander,
can I
I need one
use-
more athletics check from you, please.
Can I use an abundant step to get back on deck?
Absolutely, you can.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
All right.
What do
See,
I
that's
need
where
to-
that skill comes in handy.
See? I knew it! Right on the money.
All right. So, Phelan, right before your eyes, Alexander just sort of goes under the water, and suddenly you see him appear up deck. A skill you did not know he had.
You couldn't get me too?
And Phelan,
One
unfortunately, with a
person
14, a wave, just as you say that, a wave hits you on the head and forces you under the water.
Ugh.
All right. And now we go back on to... Suddenly, Alexander the Gnome appears on the deck, much to the surprise of the pirate crew around. Alexander, the man you saw on deck earlier trying to get the attention of the cat's cradle comes up to you like, "You're the gnome fella, right?
I am.
Your shady friend wants you below deck.
Okay,
Where's your elf?
girlfriend, she's down in the drink. You
You
guys
fell
get
into
her?
the drink, huh? And
Yeah.
already some of the crewmen and Vlas are throwing down ropes to try to get Phelan out. Vlas, you see, as Alexander suddenly appears on deck, you see Phelan has suddenly gone below the waves.
Oh,
Phelan, give me one more athletics check to see if you can surface. It will be a little bit more difficult.
Oh, dude.
Phelan, unfortunately, that wave filled your lungs with water, and in a moment of panic, you are now suddenly unsure which way is up, which way is around, and you try to surface, hitting your head on the bottom of the boat. You are now, unfortunately, submerged and cannot
Can
cannot
Selena
get
save
air.
her? Can Selena save her?
Selena can attempt. All right. So, and Shauna, please feel free to act this out if you would like.
We must save her! Hurry! We must save her!
All right. So,
Too much testosterone on this ship. I can't take it.
yeah, that's very much Selena.
hey.
So the centaur jumps into the water to save the elf. Horses, believe it or not, are pretty decent swimmers.
Horse fact of the day.
Not
So-
as good as camels.
Good to know. So I will quickly make Selena's athletics check to see if she is helpful or just ends up drowning as well.
Gave her a picture of a horse instead of a. That's racist.
Oops. Stop it. Strength, please. And Selena immediately begins to drown.
Oh my god.
After the whack on testosterone too, that's not a good look.
Yeah.
No, but there's like 9 crew members we can throw that way too to save it.
I
talking
can throw
about-
more. I can throw more people in the water.
We need more boards. Stop being greedy.
All right, so to set the scene, the clock is ticking. Right now, so long as the the crew of the Maelstrom is able to apply the boards that you have given them, they will be able to, they can now attempt to seal the leak. Now, we also have Phelan under the boat and Selena's botched rescue attempt, unfortunately. So, and with that, some of the crew of the Maelstrom and from the Cat's Cradle they double the length of rope allotted, and they begin diving in to mount a rescue. Vlas, would you like to aid in the rescue or aid in the repair of the ship? Same with you, Alexander. I forgot for a second you were...
I gotta help.
Let me ask something really quick. How big are the hole? Which side of the ship is she on?
For that, I unfortunately can't tell you. You can give me a perception check, or you can give me a straight-up intelligence check to see if you can surmise it.
Alright, let's go with perception.
Perception will be what you see based on... Okay, so you can... you take a look, and while the boat is... well, the boats are more or less stationary, the waves are moving. The waves are still moving to the stern of the boat. So you can imagine that Phelan is probably underneath the back of the boat. Selena is probably just dropped like a rock. And...
Okay, so she's...
and...
So she's... Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
That was really it.
Okay.
Canadian standoff.
So she's on the side of the... So she would be on the side of where the ship is damaged. Lots of small holes. Hey, little gnome guy, come with me. I need your help.
Alrighty. Before we go with that, Alexander, what were you attempting to do before you rolled a 1?
I was about to leap in to try and see if I could blink back onto the ship with somebody else with me.
Alright. With Abundant Step, I'm just going to call a dramatic pause as I look that up. I don't believe you can carry somebody with you. That's not...
Clothes? What's happening? What is this?
Abundant Step. Let's quickly... you can teleport yourself a short distance. Yeah, you can teleport yourself a short distance, unfortunately. Unfortunately, because of your 1, you slip right in to the water. It is very ungraceful. The dice are not in our favor tonight. This might be a partial party kill, just based on die rolls.
They were stealing butters, and some of the butter burst on the deck, and it was a slippery mess right there.
I can't swim.
Alrighty. Fortunately now, because of the amount of ropes and other crewmen in the water, everybody performing an attempt to swim or maneuver in the water can gain a +1 from the aid another action. Sorry, Aridin, you're about to say?
I'm gonna get up on deck after I'm done sealing everything up. Like, all right, what I miss?
Everybody's dead.
All right. So, Vlas, you say, "Come on, little man," and you look, and Alexander, you look down in time to see him just spiral down and belly flop.
For the love of the king. Hey! Alexander!
Yeah.
How good are you holding your breath?
I'd like to invoke a challenge.
Oh.
I feel it's a good
Shot.
time to talk about the worst person thing.
All right. Please elaborate. Worst. What are we looking at?
Players take turns discussing the worst person or thing to encounter in a specified situation. How about the current situation? I mean, it's kind of still says it by itself, but we can elaborate on this, I think.
Okay, so we'll go one by one, and Ryan isn't here, so there'll be no Nathan Fielder encounters.
Oh, don't
And
say that. Don't speak fast.
So we'll start with Vlas the Ass. Vlas, worst thing to encounter when diving to try to save your drowning colleague. So Vlas, please perform this in character. You are swimming when suddenly you are confronted by...
Oh, really? Come on. Why does it always have to be an overly enthusiastic gym nut every time? Ugh. Hey, your breathing's not right. I don't care. Fuck off. No, you can really help yourself by breathing. I don't care. You can really... I don't care. How's your breathing, asshole? Oh, okay. I was just saying, go help the rest of them get the horsewoman back on the ship, or you're gonna have a lot of trouble breathing. Okay, I was just trying to help them. Don't help me.
That poor boy. He's gonna get over to Selena. It's like, you're the horsewoman, right? She's gonna be like, wow.
All right, and with that, so we are going to roll odds for Selena, evens for Phelan. All right, so Vlas, you are able to find Phelan, and so Phelan, you are as you're waiting to be rescued. Phelan. Worst thing to happen to you while you're waiting to be rescued underneath a ship. Go.
Sorry. So, my lungs are full of water. I can't speak. But I see Blast coming. I start shaking my hand. I start pointing right behind him, telling him to look behind him. I say, no, look behind you. Behind you. Because there's a giant shark coming.
Yeah, I was hoping the shark might come.
The shark's
I wonder if I have... Jaws theme isn't public domain, unfortunately, but oh man, if it was. All right, so Vlas, there is a shark coming.
I'm gonna get my diamond.
How's he doing this?
All right, actually, Vlas, give me an intimidation roll, please. Vlas, the shark comes face to face with you. Turns an even greater shade of white, and flocks off. All right, now, Vlas, you managed to grab Phelan, and Vlas, we will use your athletics check as you now attempt to swim her to the surface. Okay. Phelan, Vlas grabs you, and you clear the ocean. You clear the surface of the ocean. There we go. And you are once again able to breathe. All right. Now, Alexander. It's going to be on you to save the horsewoman.
Who
Racist.
did? Why would he do this to me? I'm like 3 feet
The
tall.
little guy holding one board is
What
gonna...
am I
Horse
supposed
lady.
to do with this horse lady? Blast!
It was luck of the die. So now, Fortunately for you, Alexander, there are plenty of crewmen in the water to be able to help you. So, now, in order to find Selena, we must first complete the worst thing to find while rescuing a large horsewoman.
It's a patch of undead.
What?
Let me lay down. Listen, let me lay down the lore. In the stormy oceans, once in a while, there is a patch, a cloud, a mist that follows ships, and any sailors unlucky enough to fall into the water shall meet a groping death. The hands of the dead reaching up, grasping for any living limbs that they can find to pull them deeper and deeper into the black sea, to rise again as a reaching hand. Yeah.
Well, that is thoroughly uncomfortable.
Especially because you consider you use the word groping, so I'm just kind of imagining like, oh no, dude, really?
It's uncomfortable in a good way.
All right.
Yeah,
Alexander,
right there.
you dive down. Give me an athletics check as you begin searching for Selena, who is also going to make another athletics check.
Wow.
Alexander, you are able to see poor Selena, who is very slowly sinking despite her attempts to reach upwards. Now, it's going to take one hell of an athletics, weight is different underwater, but you are now going to attempt to first give me an athletics check, or an acrobatics check to see if you can, actually, no, sorry, this will be a reflex save. You go to save her. Give me a reflex save as the dead hands of the sea reach out and grasp at thee.
Ooh, spit. Where is my reflex?
Oh, that's on the main page. On the left-hand column, you see fortitude, reflex, and will. Just double click that reflex there.
That's the right.
Yes, it's on the right.
That's
okay.
on. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Canadians.
Hey. What?
yeah.
I'm Canadian.
All right, Alexander, you dodge the groping hands of the undead, and now give me
Australia, where everything's backwards.
an athletics check as you now try to swim to the surface with Selena. You are successful. You two manage to break the surface of the water. Selena, what do you have to say for your rescue?
I'm so sorry I underestimated you, Alexander. I'm sorry.
It's
I owe
okay.
you.
I underestimate myself often.
Wow.
All right.
So humble.
And with that, so it takes a little bit of time, but with the amount of crewmen that are in the water now, ropes are tied around yourself and Selena. Though, Alexander, you could probably easily abundant step if you wish. Back above deck. All right. And now, we must do the challenge of sealing that door. So,
Rolling.
Alexander, once you are safe, the captain ushers you downstairs to speak with Eridan, who is holding a steaming... I don't know what you would keep tar in. I'm picturing some sort of like...
The bucket.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, yeah, a bucket. Why am I making this more complicated than it needs to be? He's got a bucket. A bucket of stinky something.
There was a pot. There's a little like fire underneath it, so we could boil it, and I just poured it into a bucket. Now I've got like a really weird paintbrush, like really big, thick paintbrush that I'm holding onto the door, and I'm trying to like slather onto the sides.
All right.
Yes. Oh. Well, Aridin, it looks like you got this covered.
Where the hell have you been? Why are you... It's not raining that bad, is it?
No. I just had a little swim.
Sure.
It's okay. Do you need any help?
Yes.
I got you.
Find the smaller holes. I've got this for now. Find the smaller holes. Take the pitch. Paint some over the hole, and then press a small piece of wood or a plank against it. The pitch will act like an adhesive. It'll be the only way to really keep it in the wraps.
Got it. All right. So I literally flip over into grabbing a brush, dipping it as I cartwheel into the pitch bucket, to one-handed push myself off of the ground into the air, somersaulting as I go, and covering all of the cracks with as much pitch as I can.
That being said, so Alexander, this will be
5 minutes ago.
This will be, although you are quite flashy in your means of doing this, we will need a survival check from you near the bottom of your skill page there. And the check will be higher because you are not familiar with... you are able to... You cover a lot of the cracks, and you realize if you keep this up, you are going to run out of pitch before you run out of cracks.
Sorry, I didn't. I don't actually know what I'm doing. I kind of heard your instructions, Aaron.
All right. Yep. No, that's a problem. Okay. Is there? Are there any longer boards that I could cover multiple cracks or holes with?
At the moment, there is any size of plank that you want. All the potential repair planks and all the materials you would need are now at your disposal.
All right, I'm gonna make sure that the door isn't going anywhere because that's like the biggest hole.
All right.
And then I'm going to help Alexander and effectively try and cover as much damage with as little amount of resources as we can, because we have only so much pitch.
All right, so
I'd like to invoke a challenge.
Ooh. The floor is yours, Shauna.
All right. Where did it go? Genres. Sea shanty.
Oh, this will be fun. All right, so the music picks up.
I apologize if I made you uncomfortable. Why would you do this to me?
And
Just doing my job, sir. Just doing my job.
bumbo 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 bum 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 bum. When you're ready, Aridin.
The plank. Cover with pitch. Grab the wood. That was my... No, we can't say that. Not good at singing. Here we go. Replacing the hulls of a ship that's not mine at all.
He's replacing the hulls of a ship that's not his at all. Give me a survival check to see how you did. See how you did, if it's good enough to fit. Good enough to form a lid. Well, how about that? That was pretty bad. R.
And hand me a plank. Putting the plank. That is a plant, not a plank. Hand me the wood. You bloody gnome. Don't want to help, then just bloody go home. Give me the wood. You apply the pitch. Why am I the only one just resting in a ditch? Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Gonna have some Nana's tea, and everything is fine.
Right. Now, next verse is you, Alexander the Gnome. He's laid the foundation. Let's bring it on home.
Ho, 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 and a bottle of rum. I bet you can't get enough of this fun. Slapping the pitch on all of the boards, and I bet you didn't know that there were lots of... Hey, yeah, we're going and we're on a pirate ship. We're trying to find some other stuff to stick to the walls and the open door. So Eridan, pass me one more board. Arr! Yay!
All right. Alexander, give me a survival check, please. With all that hard work, the check has now gone way down, and you are able to secure the leak. Well done, everybody. Well done. And thank you so much, Shauna, for that suggestion. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, the threat of Act 1 has been secured. We will now go into our intermission. We look forward to seeing you all back in about 10 minutes. So, we'll be back. Thank you very much.
Stay safe.
Alright, it's not scotch, it's classic Canadian rye whiskey. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so as we move into the second half, let's quickly hear from our judges. We'll begin with you, Shauna. Please tell us about your scoreboard so far and any of your favorite moments and or mishaps.
Well, it was just great how everyone was about to drown. It was just so fun. And the sea shanty is honestly probably my favorite. We're big fans of the Wellerman here at my house. And so for the scores, I couldn't help but involve the opening. And the opening was very great. So Charlie, good job. You're doing great. Charlie.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. It was probably this number that did it for me.
Thank you, Shauna. And on to you, Chris.
Well, again, like on one hand, I was impressed that everyone almost drowned, but at the same time, I was also very impressed that that almost everyone jumped in. That's some good party unity. Don't lose that. But when it comes to like actual gameplay and such, I'm gonna have to admit it. Currently, Lixen, how do you pronounce that? Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
Alexander. I'll just say Alexander because that's it's your actual name. You doing the whole, whoop, hey, look at that, I'm back up here. How's it going? Is now probably my favorite part of this thus far. So,
Thank you.
well done. You're definitely top shelf right now.
Oh, sorry. I inhaled that.
Are you sure you're okay with that scotch there?
Yeah, again, it's not scotch. It's rye whiskey.
Dang it, just go with the scotch.
I've only got a little bit of scotch left. It's very expensive. It's what's left over from my bachelor party last August, so I've aged it an extra year. It's now like a 22-year-old.
It's old enough to drink itself.
It's old enough to drink itself. All right, and so we get back to the ship, and you have all managed to fix the leak. The only thing left now is for the Bale team to continue doing their work. But the threat is more or less under control. And we now go to our party as you sort of all congregate together to meet with this captain who you have just rescued. Well, you have my thanks.
Just one sec. So, hang on. Let me get this straight. You and Phelan fell in the water. And then you teleported out. And then jumped back in to help. But Selena jumped in. And then you jumped back in. And then Vlas jumped. Why did no one just throw a rope? You realize that there's actually... They have ropes on the side of ship.
Ropes.
It all depends, though. Phelan was under the ship. She couldn't necessarily grab a rope at the time.
That's very true.
I'll give you... Okay, I will give you that. Okay, no, I'm caught up. I'm caught up with what happened in my absence. Sorry, Captain. Please continue.
I guess I'm captain now, but I was just first mate. But well, a brave Captain Archibald. He did his best to try to stop the cannon fire. It didn't go well. What's left of him is that there boot.
Nice boot. You know where the other one is?
It's probably several leagues back there. He just points off over the horizon. Seems we owe you something of a debt there. What's your ship's name?
We have.
Well,
Dramatic pause. Kurt, can you bring your gain up a little bit?
How's that?
That's better.
All right.
Definitely.
It seems we owe you a bit of a debt of gratitude. What's your ship's name?
Well, technically, this isn't our ship. It's Nana's.
So the good ship Nanners. Well, good to meet you.
Pretty sure it's not the no. That's the person who owns the ship. I'm not entirely sure of the actual name of the ship itself. We were on another ship, but that got scuttled, unfortunately.
All right. How'd that happen?
Oh, just
We
sea drakes.
Yeah, it was a horrible battle. The ship couldn't be saved. It was nothing to do on my part, but it was very terrible.
Yeah.
Right. Well, with that, I suppose we'll probably be on our way. If you're wise, I'd get going eastward. The Pirates' Warning is not a place you want to be these days. The king ships are really cracking down on anything that isn't one of their own. And, well, you sail in the model that used to be theirs, but with flags that are, sail colors that are really in your face independence. They will gun you down into the breeches.
Right.
Huh. Oh.
Mike, what was the ship's name before? I can't. For some reason, I'm spacing on our original name ship.
Urchin.
Oh, the Urchin.
Urchin, right. Oh, before we go, I heard tell of a ship in these waters. The Urchin? Have you ever seen it?
The Urchin. That used to be Gorham's ship. He's a nasty fellow. You don't want to be dealing with him. All right, and Phelan, I want you to make this perception check as you have been stoically sizing this fellow up. And Vlas, you can make me a deception check as well to see if your bullshit meter is going off. All right. Vlas, you're just you're looking out over the horizon to see if it's possible to get that boot, because that is a very nice set of boots if you can get that second boot. Phelan, you know firsthand somebody who's he's not maintaining eye contact very long. He's not really addressing questions, and he's showing signs of more signs of understanding what Eridan is saying than he's letting on. But the urchin that's Gorham ship, he's a rat. Used to be Gorham ship, but from what I heard, it's been absconded with. But we have our own methods. We're sailors for hire, so we mind our own business and go to whoever's paying our wages.
And who is paying your wages these days?
Well, that's, if you don't mind me saying, we try to keep our contacts and our employers hush-hush. Not everything's particularly open contract, so to speak.
We just saved y'all's lives, you know? Come on.
And is this how you want to cash in your favors? I'm happy to do so if you want to know. We were working for the Yerkstora after the hullabaloo at Sinker's Wharf, where Peaches reclaimed the place and have since abolished the slave trade. We decided to try to launch an initiative against the king ships to stop them from coming in, because now that the pirates are beginning to disband, they're moving in to take this territory, a territory that used to be free market privateer. So we thought we could hold them off, form a sturdy line of defense, let them know that no, this belongs to the Marauders, the Yerkstora, and the pirates. They made short work of us. They outnumber us 4-1. The Yerkstora, the rat bastards, once they saw what was coming on the horizon, they took off. Their ships are mighty fast. Ours, big guns, hearty hulls, pretty damn slow. We took every hit.
Well, that's
So-
what they do, isn't it? Turn tail and run the moment someone gets their back up.
Damn hobgoblin bastards. They look out for their own, that's it.
Right. Well, perhaps we'll meet each other in the future, do some trading, that sort of thing. Hopefully, we'll both be in better condition.
Right. Here, and he goes into the captain's quarters, mulls around for a bit, and I mean, it doesn't have a door on it anymore, so you can just see him searching through his desk and personal belongings, and he comes out with a flag. It is a navy blue flag with the symbol of a ship kind of being broken by a lightning bolt. And he kind of gets a couple people to display the flag for you. This is the flag of the Black Marauders. If you're ever in trouble, you see one of our ships, if be they coming after you, or if you need their help, if they're marauders, they're obligated to come to your aid if you show this flag, or they're obligated to leave you the hell alone.
All right.
That's handy.
Thank you very much.
And so, you guys do some mild exchanging. You guys are able to, they had a lot of they had a lot of fish on board, so they were able to restock your food supply and an obnoxious amount of rum. So they fill your cargo hold, and then sooner or later, you all say your goodbyes. They unfurl their sails, and they're off, leaving you guys back on the Cat's Cradle as the bosuns all in deck crew.
I just got the boat name, guys. Guys, it's Cat's Cradle.
Thank you.
Right. So, are we going to heed his warning? Skip approaches, kind of holding his rolled up map. Once we leave Pirates Play, things are going to be pretty rough. Not only are the kingships moving eastward, but there are foul things in those waters.
Oh yeah? Like what?
I've only heard tales of them, but not just sea drakes, but you've got to worry about harpies, and if we get any, if you will, it's easier if we look at the map. And
Yeah,
so
right.
he brings you all into the captain's bridge, or the captain's deck. Captain's mess. There we go. Thank you, Bugs Bunny. Just had to think of that specific episode. If it's the captain's mess, let him clean it up. Right. And you guys, and he rolls out the same map you see before you. Right. We're coming off of Lito's Island. So I gotta do Curtis's voice better. Sort of a gravelly cockney, but, well, we're coming out of there. Once we get through this white line, which we're coming up across, we've got to worry about the moving island, which has this miasma of fog. And if you get sucked into it, there's no telling if you'll come back. And we've got Half Moon Isle to think about, where that's where the Yuxtora tend to store their ships. So, if we get too close to that, we're in Yuxtora range. If we go too close to the moving isle, we don't know what's out there. And right in the middle is probably right where the kingships are coming through, because they probably don't want to have anything to do with the Yuxtora, and they probably know about the moving island. So that means we either take the long way, and we put a strain on our supplies, and we try to go south of the moving isle, and then we have to go up and around, and he slowly draws out a map. And that brings us between the two islands. If we can get between the two southern parts of Ironhold, that's where they build their ships, but not where they harbor them. So chances are that would be a safer place to be. However, it's going to be quite taxing on our supplies. And we don't want to risk getting too close to the deep, because that's where the horrors of the ocean live. And you do not want to get mixed up in that.
Sounds like fun.
Change, Kurt.
Oh, Kurt.
Change the last thing you said.
Yes. Sorry, Shauna. I failed to describe this new improv challenge. This is a classic one that I was reminded about when watching some live improv stuff. The last thing you said, and somebody says change, you now have to change the last thing you said. It could be anything. And we'll keep doing changes until we feel satisfied. Once change has been invoked, it lasts for a moment or two. I'll let you know when it stops. And any player or any judge or any audience member can call change, forcing you all to change the last thing you said.
Oh. Well, that's just got me in a singing mood. Can't frickin' wait. Oh, I don't want to grow up. I'm a special needs kid. My parents are cousins. Look what they did. Baby.
Are you okay?
I'm just great. Like, this is gonna be so much fun. I need more rum.
I think you need less rum.
No, DM. I say we're taking the long way round. If we can't go around all of these islands, why don't we go under it? Why don't we use the tunnels of the moving island? I've heard tale that there is a magical tunnel that runs all the way along into a wide, massive cavern, leads directly under Ironhold and into the mountains.
Are you sure this thing exists?
Okay. No, I gotta put a stop to this. There's no such thing. The hollow earth theory is just that. It's a theory. It has never been proven. There are no gargantuan creatures used to live here. It's the biggest thing. I've never actually seen a dragon. But the point is, look, if it's the earth was hollow, why isn't the water going in? Why isn't the water going? Why do we have oceans? Oceans would just go right in. We literally just fixed holes in a ship. Water would go into them. Explain that.
Change.
If water just goes into the hole, and then what would come out? It doesn't make any sense. Not at all. Nothing. Nothing you're saying is true.
You don't know that.
Change.
I know for a fact that I don't know the fact of what I just said.
Well,
True.
But it
yes.
could be true.
Okay, now you're just splitting hairs, because if you did know that you didn't actually know, that what you would know is that your own uncertainty is actually got up and cross-eyed.
well, where'd you hear about this tunnel, Alexander?
Actually heard about it in the temple.
Change.
Challenge.
I heard about it in the monastery.
Okay.
Challenge.
Chris,
Flashback.
your challenge. Oh, flash. Oh, that's a good point. Or that's a good time. Not point. So, you heard about it in the monastery as we flash back now. Now, Alexander, paint the pic. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. The flashback ripple and noise. So, Alexander, quickly narrate the picture here as you tell us about who did you hear it from? How old were you when you heard it? Paint us a quick picture, and I will fill in the cast.
It was nearly around the time I had just moved into the monastery from off the streets. And I remember Master Mogwin and Prelate Seach were discussing something. And I was hiding in the bush just beneath an office window. I had just stolen something from one of the other kids. I don't remember what it was, but I was hiding in the bushes underneath the window, and I happened to hear them talking about it.
All right, and so we go to this scene now where Master Maldwin, who will be played by Kurt, is in a hot debate with Prelate Siege about whether or not this cosmic ball that you reside upon is filled with secret holes and tunnels and not, or whatnot. And let's get some nice monastery music in here.
So am I trying to argue the fact that it is hollow or not?
Oh, are you asking me? Sorry, or
Yeah.
oh, that's your decision.
Oh, okay.
All right, Charlie, Kurt, as you're ready.
Okay. Well, if it's not hollow, then why does everyone keep denying it?
I feel I do respect you, brother. I do. I just sometimes I want to put a scroll in front of you and have you write out the things that you say so that you could read them back and see for yourself how ridiculous it is.
I write out everything I say all the time. Obviously, you haven't seen my scrolls for sale, talking about all of it. Have you seen the center of the earth? Do you know it's not hollow? No.
Have you?
No.
Well,
But
then.
you haven't either.
Have you? Okay. Well, all right then. Very well. Have you met? Oh, what was that chap's name? Have you met Thomas the shoemaker?
Yes, I know Thomas.
Do you know of his father?
Yes.
And his father's brother. Do you know of him?
Not so much, no.
Then how do you know he exists? That is how ridiculous your theory is.
How do you know the center of the earth exists? Have you seen it?
We're on the Earth. In order for the
We are
Earth
on a
to
shell. There is nothing inside the center. It is a hollow earth with plenty of caverns, things that I can swing on, and it's going to be amazing when I go down there. I can't wait. I've created a steam-powered submarine by myself that I plan on launching down through the water to get there.
Master Maldwin, this is specifically when you bring up the fact that, this is how the mechanics of the mysterious moving island works. It utilizes the hollow earth to simply phase in or go underground, let the earth move around it, and resurface as if the island has moved, when really, it is not.
See? That's how the island moves. It uses the hollowed out parts of the earth to move.
That is the single dumbest thing that has ever fallen out of your food hole. And I am currently the same person who tried to teach a cabbage. It just uses magic. It is probably a wizard's tower on an island who doesn't want to be disturbed. So he just phases in and out of reality. Multiversal theory has been theorized and proven. The fact that multiple planes of existence. We at this monastery actively practice astral projection, projecting our souls into the astral plane.
Okay.
You
so
know
then,
this exists. Why? Why would you literally bury your head and say, "Oh look, a cavern"? What? You're talking about nonsense? You can't have
multiple universes.
And our two gurus are then interrupted by one of the other students, played by Kayla. Kayla, you have just gone back to your room and found that your scrolls, your toys, your hairbrushes, pretty much everything has been stolen from your room.
It's crying. It's crying. It's crying. What do I do? What do I do?
Yes, I can see it's crying.
What do I do then?
Why are you crying, child of the Hollow Earth?
Stop saying that! Don't indoctrinate children. Now, child of the monastery. Why? Why do you weep?
My stuff is gone.
How much? Your stuff.
My blocks, my Mr. Stuffins, my blankies, it's all gone.
The trolls of the Hollow Earth, I told you, they're starting to steal things from under our noses.
Trolls is scary. It's like my
Well
stuff.
Well done. Now she's just gonna keep having nightmares. She's gonna keep crying.
She knows the truth. She knows the truth.
All right. And with that, and Alexander sits there, covered in with his little hoard of blankets. He's made a little fort while he plays with blocks and combs his beautiful hair, listening in about this strange discussion about whether it's a hollow earth or a mage's tower that phases in and out of reality. Whatever it is, there is something about the moving island that gives it some special properties and might be worth investigating. And back to the present.
Yeah. So I think it might be a good idea to go take a look.
Sorry, you stole that little girl's everything. Literally, every possession that she had.
Well, listen, I was a different person.
But everything?
I'm sensing a lot of judgment coming from you.
Good, because I'm putting it out. You literally stole the blankets from her bed. Did you give them back?
Anyway.
He's avoiding the question.
Basically, I think that there is some way to get to Ironhold from the misty moving mountains. Or I'm sorry, but I don't know how. But I got a good feeling.
I don't know if we can go off of just a good feeling.
That's why I'm here now.
Well, Blanket Thief has got a point. If we go to the moving island, then if it's got that kind of a reputation, then the Royal Navy won't actually follow.
That actually I do agree with, Skip says. The orcs I used to ship with were a superstitious lot, but we wouldn't go near the moving island, but then again, most Royal Navy wouldn't go near it either.
And uphand, if many ships have gone in and none have come out, there's a good fair chance we can re-outfit the ship with any materials that we might need.
I mean,
so if we end up scuttling the ship on some reef or something like that, we've got enough things to repair it.
Yeah, there's probably all kinds of goodies and treasure there too. I'm down.
That actually might be our best bet.
Right.
Let's do it.
All right.
So it's settled then.
Alexander, you win. Moving island.
Now there is one additional caveat that might slow us down. We can only go in the general direction of the moving island. The fact that it is a moving island, I don't exactly know how to bring us into port.
But that's how you go towards anything. You just move in its general direction, and then when you see it clearly, then you...
Well, from what I've heard about it, you can see it clearly and you can go towards it, and then it will be suddenly many leagues off of port side.
All right.
I'm just saying there is a little bit of sorcery about it that I can't tell you I can break, but hopefully if I leave that in your hands, the lot of you can come up with something.
You said
Oh,
You said as you get close to it, it starts showing up right off port side, right?
I'm
what if it's
not. It's not specifically. It could be starboard. And these are only things I've heard. You can think you're going towards it, and then you blink, and then it's elsewhere. And then you change course, and you go towards that, and suddenly you've scuttled your ship on rocky shoals, and you're lucky to have been the last one alive. I've only heard, tavern talk.
Last. Let's find the queen.
That's what I was thinking.
What?
Basically,
Cards.
yeah. Basically, you have to, follow the cards. It's basically a gamble. You sit there and you try to decide which way the island's actually going to move towards, and just pray to God that you actually are going the way that it's going to appear.
Oh God, Last. No, that's not where I was going with that at all. What is that? How you actually play that? No, that's
Is
not
that
what
why I lost all the time?
Yes.
Wow.
The
Okay.
entire point of that thing is that you are being conned. It's not a game of chance. The person doing the person moving the cards knows exactly where the card is at all times. More often than not, is moving the card up his sleeve or is palming it. Therefore, you can never win. Think about it. If you go towards something and then it disappears and reappears somewhere else, and if you wanted to be hidden, it's harder to make an island move than it is to make it disappear and create the illusion of an island leagues away.
A moving island might not be moving at all. It might just be a projection of an island elsewhere.
Mm-hmm. They put it over some they put it over some rocks, they put it over some coral. Ships scuttle themselves in search of something that they're actually moving away from.
The only issue is, though, if the island does disappear, we just keep sailing straight on towards where we originally saw it. We run the risk of either running the ship into land or hitting the dock or something like that. So that's something we're going to be very cautious about.
No. From what I understand, normally illusions that personal-sized illusions are normally like skin deep. If you were to place an illusion on yourself, like a disguise spell, it affects right here. It's not a bubble, but the larger the area, it becomes a radius rather than covering the surface of something.
Well, that's what I mean. I just don't want us to go right through it and then all of a sudden be met with something right there.
Yeah, if it's the size, if it's the size of an island, I'm pretty sure that we'll have at least enough time to. I'd say when we get within about whatever the hell type of measurement it is, that would be reasonable to break out the oars.
Yeah. All right, what's your plan?
Slowly.
All right, so it's settled then. I have to say I'm not quite looking forward to this, but I can't deny that I am intrigued to see what if we are the first ship to really figure out what exactly is going on with the moving island. But explaining it to the crew might be a little bit difficult. But
Well, we gotta try.
right, we'll finish resting for the night. Dawn will be coming soon, so you all should get rested, and we've got my seafaring senses are telling me the calm is gonna last until the sun breaks, so we'll furl the sails and continue heading westward. And well, we'll sound the alarm bell if anything happens.
All right, maybe we can actually get some rest this time.
We'll see about that.
Yep. Sounds good to me.
All right. And so, with
Last. You took a swim. You bathed.
I smell clean. I don't like it.
What makes you feel any better? You smell it more like salt.
There's a reason why I keep the smell that I have. Makes it to where certain hunting creatures can't find me.
You realize it makes everything else zone in and exactly where you are.
There's a Loch Ness monster off the port bow.
and one of the crewmen suddenly shouts,
Literally, like, hand in the hammock. Like,
okay.
All right.
And Phelan, I want to call on you because everybody's going down below deck. You are you are informed there is something called the Loch Ness monster off of the port bow. Phelan, give me a perception check.
All right. I don't exactly know what I'm looking for, but I'll see what I can see.
With a 5, you still get 23. All right, so Phelan, you look to see. You look in the direction where you heard there was some sort of Loch Ness monster, and Alexander, what is it that Phelan actually sees out there?
Does Phelan actually see Loch Ness? They actually see the giant octopus from. Can I say this? There was some Peter Pan movie. I don't know which one, but they replaced TikTok, the alligator, with
the direct DVD animated sequel, right?
Oh yes, that sounds about right. Yeah. It's that octopus that no one except you and me knows about, Mike.
I was gonna say I don't know. I'm not familiar, so I don't know what to do with that information.
All right. So Phelan, it's just a very large octopus surfacing.
Oh.
Monologue.
And Phelan, give us a monologue now about about the octopus.
No.
I had to sing. You get to do the monologue, all right?
All right. So, Phelan, I'm going to get the story cubes to add to it. But, so we've got, normally it'd be 3 story cubes, but the first story cube is, there was an octopus, and something about taking medicine. Octopus taking medicine, and a adorable little cow. Moo. Octopus, medicine, cow. Phelan, please. I'll start a little timer. See what you can come up with for a short monologue.
Okay. So I don't know exactly what a Loch Ness monster is, but that's like an octopus, and it's a certain kind of octopus that I've definitely seen before. Because back in my village, in my tribe where I was from, one time we have some animals there, and they're what helps. They help us with our food sources and whatnot. And one time, one of the cows got very, very sick. And it was a sickness that no one had ever seen before. And our regular healers didn't know what to do about it. But my father had actually read in a scroll before that sometimes there are certain creatures who Sorry, I keep wanting to say secrete, and then I keep thinking that's a funny word.
It is a funny word.
There are certain creatures that either like their skin or their fur or their blood even, it can be used as healing medicine. So my father decided to go and search for an octopus that would have the medicine that he had read about. I tried to go with him, but obviously he made sure that I could not go with him. But he did come back eventually, and he brought the octopus back with him. And it was very large. He had a whole crew of men with him, and they were all carrying this giant octopus. It was
20
huge.
seconds.
And then they just took like a little bit of the octopus slime off of it and fed it to the cow, and the cow was better. And then we just had this giant octopus hanging around for a while.
All right, how about that for monologue? So,
Yeah.
the bosun's all like, quickly, get it! We'll use it for scurvy! And
I mean,
they start
maybe.
launching their harpoons and snare an octopus. And now our champions finally get to settle down and get to bed. And Shirley, I hear you laughing.
That's an octopus. Oh yeah, I remember that from where I grew up. In the forest.
In the forest, yeah, I loved that too. I'm like, oh, how's Phelan? Who lives in a secluded, landlocked area.
She pulled it in beautifully.
You did.
It
was the journey for the legendary octopus.
Yes, the medical octopus that was well written about and documented. Many scrolls about it.
Hung around after you were done with it.
We called him Gary. He lived over there.
All right. And with that, we will wrap up our tale for the evening as you all clamber into your hammocks, finally able to enjoy a night's rest.
No more
Alexander. Aridin, Vlas, you are able to fall into a deep sleep quite quickly. Your heroic deeds playing through your mind, knowing that you've done good. Alexander, your mind is a little troubled with thoughts of the monastery now, bringing back some other things. And as you used your abundant step for the first time, you remember the bargain you made with the element of wind itself to get you to your friends in time. I request a double portion of your soul. What now has the wind got from you? And why are you now able to suddenly step farther? Phelan, funny you should start mentioning your father. You start drifting off to sleep when you swear you hear your father's voice. You wake up and there's a hazy image in front of you, flickering on and off like a torch in a windstorm. And as it slowly materializes, your father is standing there before you. That's where we finish tonight's session, ladies and gentlemen.
Your dad's a Jedi?
My dad's a ghost.
Ghost Dad!
He died before he found the milk.
Rip.
All right, so thank you all very much for joining us. Now we will conclude with the final scores, starting with Shauna. Shauna, first off, thank you ever so much. I really hope you got a kick out of your new judge powers. I know I sure did. It was great not to have to worry about keeping track of the story, keeping track of the soundboard, keeping track of the program, and then remembering that I need to suddenly turn this into an improv challenge. So I loved it. I hope everyone else liked it. I would definitely like to keep this going. But Shauna, please, your final thoughts and your final scores.
Everyone did so great. I really appreciate being a part of this and having these newfound powers. And it's really fun as myself being a judge, just to come in and play. It's just a great time. Kurt and Alexander, y'all stayed in character even on camera, which was really nice to watch. Charlie, thank you for working so hard on your sea shanty. I really appreciate that. Alexander, you're just so well spoken, and so whenever you had your tale of the sea, it really drew me in. So I really appreciated that one. And for gosh, it was really hard to peg a winner because all y'all did so great. But I'm gonna have to give it to Kurt tonight, because Kurt, you took on 2 different roles and you just nailed them both. So thank you.
Alrighty. And who's your runner-up?
Awesome.
Runner-up is going to be Alexander.
Alrighty. Alright, and just so you guys know, that now that you're level 6, your gold, your monetary rewards are increasing based on your level. So don't forget to make purchases from Gertie's shop. That is done out of character, or between sessions, so we don't have to worry about looking at prices, etc. Use that gold, because some of you have quite a bit, especially you, Kurt. All right.
I meant to spend some of it this week and forgot.
It's all good. All right, thank you so much, Shauna. And Chris, our gameplay judge, give it to us. What you got?
Well, first things first, I do have to say, Alexander, congratulations on using that abundant step to just go, nope, I'm out of here, bye. I was very, I was paying attention to the fact that even though as a character he wasn't doing quite as well as he probably would have liked, I did realize that Charlie was doing his best to not only play, using the term the straight man, as a character archetype, but also mechanically, because everyone else is like flailing in the ocean, and he's like, look, I'm just trying to make sure everyone else doesn't drown right now. Can we please help? So mechanically, I am happy to say that at least most of you guys seem to be playing it a little bit more, I don't want to use the word intelligently, but more competent sounds better, or sounds bad too, because it's not like you guys are incompetent, but you guys played it better than the last time I was here. All of you. Even though all of you almost drowned, that was more just because you got bad rolls. It's not as if you didn't know what you were doing.
Yeah.
So, and you all rolled with the punches on that as well, which mechanically may not make anything, but to me means everything. So, my number 1 is Alexander. Abundant Step, man. It's very useful, and you used it perfectly. My number 2 is going to be, in this case, I'm going to say Kayla. It's not as if you did anything wrong. You used as many of the skills as you could manage, but the dice were doing their even-handed best. Even though you were trained in all the stuff that you were rolling, it wasn't as if you were rolling things that you weren't good at. You just didn't roll for beans. It was painful to watch because I've been there before. So it's just one of those. In fact, I was just there this week. And I'm like, oh, great. I just screwed everything up.
Yeah. It was a little rough.
So I'm going to give you second place. I don't want to say it's pity, but consider it like consider it my sympathies simply because I've been there before.
Oh, well, thank you, I guess.
You get gold for it, so technically it's paid sympathy.
I mean, I like money.
All right. Great. So we have it from the judges. Thank you all very much. So we are now into Chapter 3. I hope you've been enjoying yourselves thus far. We've experimented with some new techniques. Please, we are always open to your feedback. Please feel free to leave it in the comments of the videos, or if anybody wants. We're going to hopefully start a group Discord soon, so that would be lovely to have you guys be a part of that. I'd love to hear your suggestions. And all right, before we go, does anybody have anything they would like to pitch or plug or let our audience know about? We've got pretty good.
Things
got
now.
5 consistent viewers. Thank
Nice.
you for staying with us all night. That's we really appreciate it.
Yes.
Cool.
All right, the floor is open. Anybody got anything cool coming up?
Well, I got cast in my very first animated feature film called Bethel,
Nice.
Goddess of Sea, that I will be going to back down in Texas here in a couple weeks to do the recording for, so I'm super excited about that.
Nice, man.
Cool. Awesome.
Congratulations.
Super fun.
All right. And I also want to open it up to our judges. If you've got anything you wanted to pitch or talk about.
I'm your handy dandy voiceover for hire. Hit me up at shaunarosevo.com and check out my demos, and let's connect. Thank you.
That was beautiful.
If you want to do the same for me, that's ChristopherCones.com. I'm also a voice actor, even though I'm brought in for gameplay because I've been doing this for way too long.
Yeah, that's Chris. We could just as easily have you in as an acting judge as well, but finding
the gameplay judge is a little more difficult. I know.
it
All's
is,
well.
yeah. All right. That being said, we are the Actors Dungeon. Please bring a friend, like, and subscribe. Anything you can do to help our channel grow really does mean a lot, as we are all different degrees of starving artists. We would like to be just regular artists instead of the starving artists. So that is it. Good night, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you September 2nd for our next session before we take another short break, and we look forward to entertaining you. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.